Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Mostly Programming. My name is Vivek Garg and this is lesson 26 of learning Python scripting from scratch. In today's video we are going to discuss what are arrays in Python. It is a pretty interesting concept. Stay tuned till the end. The scope for today's lesson is we are going to see how arrays are different from the list, what are advantages of the array, how to use arrays, some of the inbuilt functions, and an assignment question. Yes, from this video onwards you will be getting assignment questions at the end of every video, which would be discussed in the successor video itself. So without any further ado, let's get started. But before that, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do that right now because it's free. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss an update from Mostly Programming. Do not forget to follow us on Instagram because we come up with new practice sessions and quizzes on a daily basis. So follow us on Instagram. Let's get started. See, we have already worked with list and we have worked with tuples. We already know how that works. If we have a list of numbers or maybe names or both, we can go with list or tuples. That is fine. If we have some numbers or if we have some names or if we have both, we can go with the list or tuples. But then what is the need of array? If we can do all the stuff with list or tuples, what is the need of arrays? See, we can have integer, floats and strings within the same list. That means we can have different items of different data types within the same list or the tuple, but that is not the case when it comes to arrays. So arrays are similar to list but with a major difference, and that difference is that we need to have all the values of the same type inside an array. For example, we can have an integer array or maybe a float array or a string array, but we cannot have a heterogeneous array. The array must be homogeneous. All the elements inside the array must be of the same data type. For example, an integer array. Now, what are the advantages of this? See, arrays in Python do not have a fixed size. Instead, they are expandable. We can expand them, we can shrink them, we can do whatever we want to do with the arrays. For example, we created an array with say 8 elements, but then we decided to go for 16 elements. We can easily expand them because there is no fixed size. Similarly, if we want to reduce the number of elements, we can shrink the array. So arrays are expandable or shrinkable in Python. So that is the major advantage here. We have various inbuilt functions. We have various inbuilt methods to use with the arrays. For example, if we want to expand an array, we want to add some elements to an array, we have the append method. If we want to remove elements from an array, we have the remove method. We have the pop method. We have the del keyword. Don't worry, we are going to discuss all these in the practical video itself. In today's video, we are going to just see how to use the arrays, the basic concepts of arrays. So now the major question that arises is how to use arrays. We won't be getting this array by default. In Python, we won't be getting this array by default. For example, if I want to create a list, I can simply do this. List is equal to, and in the square brackets, I can simply create a list and print that list. That means I'm getting a list data type in Python by default. But that is not the case with arrays. We have to import a module if we want to use arrays in Python. And what is that module? As the name suggests, the array module. Now we know how to import a module in Python, right? So what we can simply do is import array, right? That's how we can import an array in Python. Now how to create a new array? Let's see that. For example, I name my array any double w. So then what I have to do is array dot array, and that's how we can create a new array. Right, inside the parentheses obviously we have to give something. we have to give the elements, we have to give the data type. That I'm coming later on to that. But see, here are too many arrays, right? Array. So we already know what comes to rescue us here, and that is the aliasing concept, right? There are two concepts actually. The number one is the aliasing concept, right? So we can use the aliasing concept here. And how that works: import array as a, or maybe arr, I'm going with a. So I can, in place of this array, I can write a dot array. But still I have to use some variable, right? To access the array, to create the array, I have to use some variable. We already know how to get rid of that as well. We have to change the syntax here a little. What we have to do is from array import star. What does this mean? From array import star means that basically the star means that you want to work with all the functions and methods inside, all the classes inside that particular module. When we use this particular syntax from array import star, then there is no need to write array dot or the variable name dot to create the array. I hope this is clear till now. Now we are going to create the array, and how to do that? The syntax is pretty simple. Inside the array parentheses, what I have to do is give two things. The first thing is the data type that I want to give. For example, for integer array, I would have to give I in the single quotes, and separated by a comma, I have to give the elements 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I want to print this, what I have to do is simply write print new, the name of the array, and then when I would run this, I would get the array printed on the prompt here. Now the thing is, I have specified integer data type here. What if I change here an element to float? Then when I try to run this, I will get a traceback error. And what is that error? Integer argument expected goat float. That means it is expecting us to give it an integer, but instead of that we are giving it a float, so it is raising us an error. That means we can have only elements of a single data type inside an array, which is specified here, right? It is specified right here. I hope this is clear now. It is a little new concept because we are using here a different module altogether, but believe me, it is really easy. Clear, right? So this was just with an integer array. We can similarly have a float array or some other data type array. I'm going to discuss about that in the next video. In today's video, we are going to see how to see when I run this here, we are getting the output like this: array, then the type code, and then the array is printed here. The actual elements are printed here. What if I just want to print the elements and not the extra things here? Then we will use a loop. And which loop is our favorite? Obviously the for loop, right? So how can I use the for loop here? See, it's pretty simple. For I in range of what? Length of what? The array. In the range, we are going to go for the loop will be executed that many times. What is the length of the array according to that? So here what I want to print is print the name of the array new, and inside the here I have made a mistake. Here I would have to write new, and inside here I have written inside the square brackets the iterator I. Let's try running it now. See, we are getting all the items, the individual items we are printing, looping through the array and printing the individual items. Right, what if I want to print them in the same line? Then what I can do here is, inside the print statement I can write end equal to, and I can give a space here. Right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to separate them by commas, you can insert a comma in between these square brackets, the double quotes. So a comma would be inserted between them. So that's how you can iterate through an array and print the individual items. See, we have to use the length function here and all that stuff, the range. But what if I want to use it without all of that? We can even do that, and that is pretty simple, believe me. For I in, directly mention the name of the array here and simply print I. Then what is going to happen here? Let's check. Yes, you can iterate through the array using the range and length function, with the help of the range and length function, and even without that. And believe me, it is pretty simple to directly do it like this. For I in new, print I. Now it is not iterating. See, now it is iterating directly over the array. Pretty amazing, right? So that's how we can iterate and access individual elements from an array. Let's see some inbuilt function. In detail, I'm going to tell you about the inbuilt function in the next video. In today's video, I'm going to just name a few and tell you how they work and what they work. Append is used to add an element to an array. Similarly, remove for removing an element from an array. Pop for removing an element from an array. Del also to either delete the entire array or remove an element from the array. We are going to use these in the next video. In today's video, we are going to use another method, which is an inbuilt method. From array, let me write a code here. From array import star, right? Then let me take another array here. Let me make a new array. New is equals to array, and this time I'm going to create an integer array again, and I'm going to give it elements like 2, 3, 4, 5. Then what I'm going to do here is print new dot. I'm going to use an inbuilt method here, which is the buffer info method. Let me select this. Now let me simply run this and we'll see what we get on the screen. So the buffer info method basically returns us with the address, comma, size of the array. This particular thing here, this largest number, is address where the array is stored, and this is the length of the array, which is 4. So that's how we can use the buffer info method. We also have another inbuilt method, that is the type code. What is the function of this type code method? You can easily guess that it would return us the type of an array. For example, this is an integer array, so it would return us I. I hope this is clear. Buffer info is clear and the type code is clear. The remaining methods we are going to discuss in the next video itself. So I hope it is clear to you now what all we covered in today's video. We discussed about how we can create an array, how to iterate over it both the ways, and how to print, access the individual items, how to use the inbuilt functions, how are they different from list, right? Now write down the assignment question here. The assignment question is, we have to write a code to sort array in descending order. This is the assignment question for you. Assignment question, let me just type this down here for you. Write a code to sort the array in the descending order. I hope the assignment question is pretty clear to you. It is very easy. If you paid a little attention to today's video, you can easily do this assignment question. Don't worry, if you have some problem, rewatch the video, or you can directly watch the next video. I'm going to explain the code for this particular problem. Write a code to sort the array in the descending order. I'm going to show this to you in the next video itself. So if you have any type of queries, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, or you can even DM me on my social media accounts. The link to those will be in the description box itself. If you like the video, give it a big fat thumbs up. Also share with your friends and subscribe to my channel, because your subscriptions give me motivation to make more such videos. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more amazing content.